что сейчас посмотрим, что тут что добавилось. Я сподіваюсь на то, что хоть щось добавилось. Ух ты ж, я щось или добавилось. Хроники поиска ящера особой формы. Отношусь с большой гильдии. Найти главных героев и отправиться в поиск удивительных компаньонов. Я казалось, что я пройду вот эту, да, 1000 этих штук. Давайте. Так, сейчас я скажу. Вот тут у меня, да, показано, что есть задание. 15. А тут вообще нифига. Ага, 10. Ага. Ну да, нам туда нужно дивиться, в принципе, пока есть. А, это вот це место. Помните, я казала, якраз це воно. То, что мы делали эту фигню, а там нужно было нам сражаться. То, что мы и не могли сделать нормально, как бы. Так, первое тут мы нашли место.
Did you remember something, Granny? I remember. Shuyu, this is where your father was born. It was a moonless night. I had been injured, so your grandpa was supporting me. We fled together with some being in the fog behind us in hot pursuit. I had exhausted my strength when the labor pains came on, so we took refuge in this house. I remember that night. I remember falling. I alone am the source of this sin. Punish me as you wish.
Sin? Oath?
I don't know. I don't remember. I only remember praying in the dark. Eventually, the house was filled with the sound of my baby's first cries. That...
My dad?
He was my pride and joy. And so are you, Shuyu. But you're... always going to be different from me. I
don't care what you might have done, Granny.
You're too sweet, Shuyu. I'm lucky to have you with me. If not for you, I would not have had the courage to come here, to try to remember what I had forgotten. All right. Let's not stand around any...
If one recalls correctly, the next place should be Qingyun Peak. Yuandai, how fares your health?
I may be a bit slow, but I'll do my best to keep up. I'm sorry to keep every...
Ага. Ладно, добавляем. Достижение в чем мое? А ну-ка. Все, я поняла. Так. Вроде бы все, да. Теперь письма. Ні, там я можу переміститися по 600 аж метрів. А як ви думаєте, Bluetooth наушники підійдуть до вот этой 4-й PlayStation?
Climb
Бо я
on.
знаю,
I
що
shall
до
carry you
5-ї
to the
йдуть
top.
безпроводні вроді би як.
Oh, such lightness of weight.
All those who grow old grow frail in the end, do they not?
Ні. Все-таки сюди надо переместиться, бо у нас тут оказывается
My only wish is to
хпшки.
depart
Ну
this
все.
world with a lucid mind, to free myself of this torment and the burden it places upon others.
Fret not. You have my aid in this endeavor.
Я еще не хочу вообще ни с кем играть пока, потому что я и так зашла в игру тільки спустя 4 дня. Дайте мне хоть обдивитися, что я тут пропустила, что мне треба тут сделать.
Does this place feel familiar?
Let me see. How strange. Have I lived here? When we were at Wangshu Inn and the abandoned house earlier, though I couldn't remember everything, I still felt a sense of But here, I don't have that feeling. Perhaps I did come here in the past, but it just didn't leave a strong impression on me.
But did the stories get it wrong then? Yeah, that's true. But they're also... Paimon was hoping this place would jog Granny you in.
I'm sorry to disappoint you too.
It's all right. We're not going to give up yet. We'll figure something else out. Just you wait.
Thank you. If only... Huh? That way. What's that mountain?
Oh, let Paimon look! Huh? Isn't that Mount Outsong? Looks like we've come full circle.
Mount Outsong. Mount Outsong.
Granny, are you okay? Don't push yourself, Granny. It's okay if you can't remember.
Mount Outsong,
Mount Outsong holds some familiar...
It does, but
Are you feeling unwell?
My head... It feels all heavy and...
Cloud... Miss Xianyun, is there anything you can do?
Let us go to Mount Outsong.
But...
Fret not. All will be well. You and I, you may leave the rest to me. I've prepared something that can aid you in suppressing the fear in your heart and restoring your love.
Wait, really?
I never leave anything to chance. All will reveal its...
Ага. И вот так вот. Ага, 20 блюд же надобно. Ага. Так, пита. Так, шукаем питу. Не пиццу, а питу. Хотя пиццу можно тоже сейчас тут сделать. Оказывается, такие 3 штуки приготовить. А вот где тут пита? А что, мы питу не можем приготовить? Да не можем. Я постійно її как-то прогавываю. Да, ось. Такс. Так, от я тут сделала, по идее, щось. Ага. Так, я сняла наушники, чтобы не было как раз таки, ну, допустим, я не слышу, вы слышите, я не знаю ли, слышите ли вы эти звуки раздражающие, но что поделать. Опа, ща. Там испытания есть. Ну так уж и быть, пожалею я вас, раз донат мне не капаете. А, тут типа сражаться надо, да.
You can run, but you can't hide.
А тут надо, походу, двуручным мечом. Да, тут двуручный меч теперь поможет. Все уже. Да, тут нужен вот и двуручник, то есть нам, по идее, понадобится даже с элементом гео. Ну, сейчас посмотрим. О. Так. Там в смысле? Да в смысле? А, я не встыхаю.
You're mine. Shouldn't let your guard down. Bring it on.
Да в смысле? Да блин, провалилось. Они тут все разбежались, кто куда. Так. Все, наконец-то. Богатый сундук.
We'll need more where that came from.
Ага.
Here.
Huh? Isn't this the mechanism that you were tinkering with when we first got here? Oh, is it another invention of yours?
Precisely. A recent one at that. It periodically releases a soothing agitation.
Whoa, we could have come to Mount Atsong right off the...
How preposterous. Had you and I not recalled much of her past through her own efforts, we Adepti can only help those who first resolve to help themselves. Had she lacked such determination and...
Paimon thinks she gets...
As previously mentioned, a gentle adeptal tune is required to take full advantage of the mechanism. Once secured such a tune...
Whoa, Paimon can feel what you mean.
And you and I. Is the mechanism helping you to relax? It appears she has already succumbed to the depths of reverie.
The drought is over. But why do you look like you want to cry?
The potion. It's nearly run its course.
I've never regretted meeting you. Not even for a second.
Please. Please, no. Have you forgotten? This is the world you left behind. One of gentle breeze and morning dew, perfectly straddled betwixt the realms of heaven and earth. This is your home. This is where you belong. You should have never left. The you of the past, the me. So that is the truth. No wonder this place is so...
Granny! Granny, are you...
Cloud Retainer.
Your memories have returned.
Wait, did you just call her by her full name? You already knew each other?
Yes, I know.
Granny, please don't cry.
Oh, don't worry, my dear. I'm so sorry, It's all come back to me now. The most important...
One can sense the guilt that now plagues your conscience. Reclaiming a truth long buried.
No, it's okay. Now that I've show you, everyone, I cannot thank you enough.
Please, Granny, don't force yourself.
I know, dear child. Some time ago, I made a terrible...
Is this the sin that you mentioned enjoying?
I am, in truth, not a human being. I spent many, many years living on Mount Outsong, bathing in the soft breeze and drinking the sweet dew of the mountains. At some point, though she never took me on as a formal disciple, I always saw her as my master. I even contemplated completing my training and becoming an adeptus in my own right. I followed her teachings, and time gradually passed us by. Until that fateful day 50 years ago.
50 years ago?
That's right. Master regaled me with... She was the one I looked up to the most, but I was still far. She warned me that the potion's effects would only last 10 years. And if I were to fail to return to my original form at the end of that time, I would forever forget my past as a crane.
Oh no. So that was the source of your... Was it because of Grandpa?
Indeed. I fell in love. Though he was human, he had spent his entire life training on Mount Tianheng. Although clumsy and impulsive as he was, you'd think he was the real strange bird among the two of us. But still, just like me, he cared deeply about the world and wanted, more than anything, to cleanse it of all pain and suffering. I could not help but fall for him. But my time continued to tick away. Those 10 years passed by.
Oh no. What happened next?
I committed an offense. I wanted to stay with him, even if it meant living a life full of pain and suffering, even if it meant that I would eventually turn into a monstrosity. I knew I had betrayed Master's hopes, but I was too ashamed to face her. So I wrote her a long letter instead and asked someone to leave it outside her abode. I was convinced that she would not support my decision, and I lacked the courage to speak to her face to face. In my shame, but that was only the beginning of my troubles. I began to suffer from a strange illness. My memories along with my memories as a crane, I soon forgot the true cause of my suffering as well. I knew only that I had committed a sin. All I could do was pray for forgiveness. Looking back, I was beyond lucky to have come across that traveling merchant at Wangshu Inn. It was such a fortunate coincidence.
Granny! What
coincidence? Why did I ever think it was a coincidence? Master, don't tell me.
Human custom would dictate the conferral of gifts to be in order when one's progeny is wedded, would it not? Consider the pills a symbol of one's best wishes.
So when I tried to conceal my name and mistake...
One still remembers when you were but a fledgling. You possessed a certain fondness. One found you with such ease every time. 'Tis the truth.
Wait! So, Cloud Retainer, you found Yuendai again? But...
Ну... Ну.
One was furious upon receiving your letter. Seized with anger, one set out to bring you to your senses.
Серьезно? Это постоялый двор Ваншу. А что это за место такое-то, где? Ладно.
In truth, one had more than a few misgivings about your chosen partner. As an exorcist, his talent was... But soon, one came to appreciate the devotion he bestowed upon you during your illness. He never uttered a... Unwilling to begrudge someone of such character, one just wishing to grant you a life without regrets. As for how to deliver the medicine, after much contemplation, one eventually decided. One took great care to alter one's features and select the appropriate attire. Only after meticulous scrutiny did one find, as one expected, you were most ignorant of one's true identity. One was quite torn.
Я не знаю, як пользоваться этим персонажем. Really, я не знаю. Я ж скажу, я не знаю как. Может имеется в виду, что... Да блин, не так. Я нажала просто эту штуку, надо было изначально нажать...
Nevertheless, one would speak to you about another matter, if you are amenable. Even considering your loss of memory, one was simply flabbergasted that you could so easily forget the consequences of consuming medicine infused with adeptal blood. Its proclivity to attract monsters is hardly that complicated of a concept to remember. To think that you tried to travel while weak from sickness and heavy with child. Had one not intervened to clear the fog, all of you could have been lost during the night. Inconsequential! Make way for the Adeptus! Skyward! Gray clouds converge! Yeah! Those monsters would hardly have pursued you with such ferocity. Said godly remains, in turn. One was, after all, an active participant in the Archon War. Some of the gods were likely shattered by In the end, one was relieved to see you endure through the night. At the break of dawn, one heard an to see you happy. Now you should have a complete understanding of the events.
Wait! But if that's true, then the crane who took care of me when I was sick must also be...
Ah, one had almost neglected to recount the absurdities of that tale.
Хотя, стопы. А, мы уже не можем вернуться обратно. Окей. Значит, мы там забыли сундук собрать, походу. Ага, пустыни Лиюе.
Just as you and I troubled one with her antics, so did you give one many a headache. Upon finding you burning with fever, one made plans to bring you back to one's abode for treatment. However, upon seeing one's form, you began to cry, refusing to get on one's back. When one asked you why, apparently you believed that one could not possibly be a true Adeptus, because all illuminated cranes, one had no choice but to apply powder to one's body to conceal the variegated nature of one's appearance. You became more than amenable enough when one stood before you devoid of... It bears mentioning, however, that as a crane, you and I was nearly entirely pure white in color. Though you had never encountered her in that... Perhaps fate...
Ну, я ж і казала, у нас есть еще одно ивент, на якому мы соберем камни истока. В принципе, мы можем подсобирать теперь, не тратя на баннеры, типа вот регы не тратя вообще.
One owes you an apology, you and I. One recognized you upon your very entrance into Wanmin restaurant. One has always viewed you as a disciple of equal standing with Ganyu and Shenhe. Indeed, one wished to bring your story to a satisfactory end with this visit to Liyue Harbor. Still, one could not reveal your identity right away. Had one simply informed you of all you had lost, all those cherished memories would merely... Memories are most meaningful when recalled by the...
Master, I must ask. If you found me all those years ago, why...
One has never regarded your action as a mistake. When it is time for one's progeny to leave the nest, 'tis a refuge referred to by many a name in mortal writing. Home... One speaks, of course, of a place not unlike one's own abode. One expects you too have sensed 40 years ago, you chose a path without a future. Though one used one's own blood to provide you with a... Even the power of an Adeptus has its limits. Had your condition continued to deteriorate, you would have forgotten your life. Fortunately, you were able to avoid that scenario by reclaiming your memories.
So...
One will help her reclaim her original form as a wild crane. If it be...
She's gotta go back to being a regular
Master, You've already done. I don't know how I could possibly repay your kindness.
Granny, please don't leave, okay? You're all I have left. Please.
Don't be sad, dear child. Granny has led a wonderful life. Don't forget to eat well, okay? A growing young lady like yourself needs lots.
I promise, Granny.
Good girl. Good girl. Don't worry. It's not goodbye forever. Granny's... I won't stop until I can turn into a human without having to rely on any... That's a good girl.
Now all has been revealed. One owes you an apology, you and I. One has always viewed you. Still, one could not reveal your identity right away. Memories are most meaningful when recalled by...
Master, I must ask.
One has never when it is time for one's tis a refuge. One speaks, of course, of a place not unlike... 40 years ago, you chose a path. Fortunately, you were able to avoid...
So...
One will help her reclaim her original...
She's gotta go back to being a regular...
Master, you've already done more than enough for me. I don't know how I could possibly...
Not long. The transformation...
Granny, please don't...
Don't be sad, dear child. Granny, don't forget to eat well, okay? A growing young lady...
I promise,
Good girl. Good girl. Don't worry. It's not goodbye forever. I won't stop until I... That's a good girl.
I'll eat well, Granny. I promise. And
That's a good girl. I'm so sorry, Master.
Shiryu.
Let her be. At her age, tears are a necessary part of maturation. Now that the issue has been resolved, you should also take a moment to relax.
Такс. Так. В смысле? Опа, серьезно? В одном ивенте? Бля, я еще думаю, откуда это вообще взялось ролик. А это
I always believed we
реально?
would see each other again, that our days of separation would finally end,
Вот оно.
and all my troubles would be
Это
behind me.
воспоминания, это не реально, это именно воспоминания, типа такие, что будто бы вы реально жили, вы